All right, so we have got football on tap tonight. No multi-sport breaking tonight. It's all football. What we're going to open, I think this is in the right order. 2013 Topps Supreme Football, 1 box. 2010 Plates and Patches Football, 1 box. A half case of 2011 Prime Signatures. Sounds like a lot, but it's a quick break. And then a full case of 2017 Select Football. So that's what's on tap for tonight. And give me just a second here. We're going to run through a few little things on our spreadsheet that we go through kind of every night. So if you haven't been in one of my breaks before, this is something, it's a little series of things we run through here. First up, guys, a note that all of my feedback on eBay is 100% automated. So as soon as you leave positive feedback for me, you should instantly get it in return. So you don't have to wait on me to get caught up and all that kind of stuff. And the most important thing on that page is thank you. Thank you guys for bidding with me, for breaking with me. Many of you come and hang out with me and keep me company and chat on nights when you're in the breaks and on nights when you're not, and I appreciate that too. So thank you for all of that. Next up, we're going to take a quick look here at things that are already listed on eBay and we'll be breaking over the course of the next 5 days. Over the weekend, we have all 1 box breaks and memorabilia. So there's all kinds of fun stuff in there, autographed jerseys and full-size helmets and mini helmets and basketball breaks and football, you name it, it's in there. Some nice 2014 museum collection. But Saturday and Sunday, no cases, just the 1 box stuff. On Monday night, you can see we have a couple of 1 box breaks, including some 2014 Topps Triple Threads, and then a full case of Plates and Patches Football, and that is my last full case of Plates and Patches. On Tuesday night, we're going to open, that says that is a typo right there. That is not correct. That is not a half case. That is a quarter case. It's a giant 16 case box, or 16 box case. I'll get it out in a minute. And each box has like a zillion cards in it. So that Prestige Basketball, if you haven't heard me talk about that before, that is a Hobby Direct product. So it wasn't sold through distributors or wholesalers or any of the traditional places. You literally had to order it through the hobby store, and they have to be a certain level of customer and whatever. Anyway, it came in today, but the break is listed for Tuesday, the first one of those. Wednesday night, we will be opening a half case of 2017 Encased Football. It comes out that day. We'll also be opening a half case of 2018 Topps Heritage Baseball. It comes out that day as well. And probably about this time next week, we'll open another case of Select Football. So it's not listed yet, but either Thursday or Friday night of this upcoming week, we'll bust into another case of Select. And this is our final little talking point here. And you'll see that free shipping breaks go out once every 5 to 6 days, sometimes sooner if you have another package that goes out in the interim. So for tonight, our free shipping breaks, that's the 2013 Topps Supreme, the 2010 Plates and Patches, the 2011 Prime Signatures. Look for that to go out roughly the 28th of February. Our paid shipping break tonight, which is Select Football, that's a full case. Look for that to ship out on Monday, most likely. Also, if you're in one of the first 3 breaks, take a moment, please, to read about if you hit nothing, if you don't pull a card in the break, you get a consolation card when it's normally sent, etc. Please review all of that. It's on the screen. It's also in the listing description. So this brings us up to our first break, which is 2013 Topps Supreme Football. It's a 1 box break. It's break number 8. So the 8th time that we have broken that product is a freestanding break. It ended tonight, which, why do I have it the 22nd and the 23rd? Because apparently I had some kind of brain hinder. So let's just fix that, because obviously tonight is the 23rd, and that means all of those are going to be wrong the whole way down through there. But anyway, we'll worry about the rest of them as we get to them. Team names are on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. One of these spreadsheets will go up before every break, so if you're not in this break, you're going to get a chance to see your user ID up on the screen there next to your team when we get to your break. If you are here for Select Football, I would say you probably have about 20 minutes. Yeah, I'd say that's about right. And then we'll be getting started on Select Football. That's kind of my best estimate there. And I see Wayne and Scott and Jason and Raylyn in chat. Hi, guys. I was busy up there playing Spreadsheet Susie, and I didn't see you in chat. So, hi. And Scott, ooh, listen, man, you got a couple of Steelers cards on your website that we may have to have a little chat about. Yeah, you got a limited Josh Dobbs on there, and there was another limited. I think it was Juju, right? Yeah, I may want to have a little chat with you about those. Those might need to join my Steelers collection. All right, we're gonna have to talk about that. I forgot to change the focus. Let's do that real quick. You're going to see the background go out of focus, guys. That's intentional. I don't use autofocus in the break, and I kind of manually set it. So you're going to be able to see the cards fine, just the background's a little out of focus. First out, we have Vernon Davis. I think that said to 170 for the 49ers. Next out, we have Ray Rice for the Ravens to 112. Jason, because I'm a Steelers fan. I like all my Steelers, including Josh Dobbs. Don't be knocking my boy Josh Dobbs. Come on now. This is to 75. It's Eddie Lacy for the Packers. Little Eddie Lacy rookie action coming out there. And our hit, a nice hit for the Eagles with Zach Ertz to 75. Little rookie hit for the Eagles. Jason hating on my Pittsburgh Steelers. Man, come on. And you never know, okay? Josh Dobbs could be the next Jimmy Garoppolo, okay? You might be, in a few years from now, going back to 2017, going, oh, man, why didn't I stockpile a whole bunch of Josh Dobbs cards? I mean, that could be, Jason. I'm just saying. Because, I mean, how many of us really stockpiled Jimmy Garoppolo, okay? That's all I'm saying. So to recap, here is our hit out of 2013 Supreme. It's the nice Zach Ertz rookie auto for the Eagles to 75. Now we are going to be into some plates and patches football. But hang on a second. Oh, Jason says he's been a Steelers fan his whole life, but Dobbs is a no-go ever for the Steelers. Well, hey, man, we'll just have to wait and see how it shakes out. That's all I know to say about that one. All right, guys, once again, if you are in this break for 2010 plates and patches, please take a moment to look at the info on the screen. It gives you your anticipated shipping date and also some information about what happens if you do not pull a card in this break. So there is more info about that as well in the listing description. So this is one box of 2010 plates and patches football. It's break number 23. It ended tonight, the 23rd, and I've got the same pretty typo the whole way down. You know why? Because I did cut and paste. That's why. And I cut and pasted it with a typo. So Friday the 23rd is when it ended. We started live streaming at 10 o'clock. And same format as before. You'll see your team names on the left and your winning bidders across from them on the right-hand side. And 2010 plates and patches, if you haven't opened this before, the card on the top will be an encased rookie card. So it'll be in a nice little magnetic one-touch case. And then there'll be a little smaller box of cards inside. Everything in plates and patches is numbered. It actually always has been, including this year's plates and patches, which I'm sorry to say I'm going to be out of after Monday night. It's my very last case on Monday night. Makes me sad. Oh, I see a redemption in here. So there's two things you need to know about that. The first one is it's going to be expired. The second one is you do still want to enter it in your Panini account. Sometimes they still have them, and if they have them, they send them. Gerald McCoy is our encased card for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's a sticker auto. You've got a little 3-color patch there, and this should be low numbered. Yeah, it's to 25 and first in the series, no less. So number 1 of 25 on the Gerald McCoy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then regarding your redemption, if they don't still have the card, it's going to sit in your account for all of time and eternity if you do not reach out to them at some point. This is to $499 for the Patriots with BenJarvus Green-Ellis. Generally speaking, if it's been in there at least 2 months, they'll have a conversation with you if you can track down a live person. This is Josh Freeman to $499 for the Bucks. And most often what they will do on the older expired ones, if they don't still have it, they'll ask you who your favorite player and favorite team is, stuff like that, and they'll send you a replacement. Braylon Edwards to 100 for the Jets. But of course, the big problem with that is tracking down the live person. Here's Eric Decker, rookie blitz insert for the Denver Broncos. That one is to $299. Kyle Wilson for the Jets. That's a sticker auto numbered to $449. Oh, here comes a Steeler, but daggone it, I was hoping it was going to be AB. Because we're due to hit AB in here, but no, we have Jason Werlitz. And again, that is a sticker auto. It's to $449. And we have a Peyton Manning. Is that going to be a 1 of 1? Because that is a prime laundry tag, kids. Is this going to be a 1 of 1 for Peyton when we flip it over? 1 of 5. Okay, that is still pretty sweet, I gotta say. I need to get out the thicker card sleeve. Hang on a second, guys. Peyton Manning prime laundry tag for the Colts to 5. That is a nice hit, Colts. Woohoo! Our redemption RPS rookie signatures card number 233. We're going to go to the website on this, but just for the sake of argument, I'm also going to look on this crazy thing that makes it impossible to figure out what you have. But it looks like it's going to be Marcus Easley, but we're also going to roll over here to the Panini website because very conveniently, they give us the checklist all the way back to 2010. So we're going to be able to, oh, I'm even farther back than that. Look at that. We can go all the way back to maybe 2009, did that say? Maybe? Anyway, it's in here, so yay for that. And what did I say this was again? RPS rookie signatures. La la la, where are you, RPS rookie signatures? Because I'm blind. There we are. I forgot to switch you, didn't I? Daggone it. I've been going down through this drop-down menu. You're still just looking at the map there. Yeah, this is what I mean for you to be looking at along with me. So card number 233 is, that says Taylor Price. So I've done something wrong here because something doesn't match up with what was on our written thing. So we are in 2010 Plates and Patches, RPS Rookie Signatures, card 233, right? Yes, and that says Taylor Price. So let's find this written thing again. Why does that look? Oh, it does say Taylor Price on there. I read 223 on the written thing originally. This is card 233. Duh. Okay, so Taylor Price, New England Patriots, going to be numbered to 699. And let me, I'll show you again on here so you can see. It's just, you probably saw it originally. You're probably like, yeah, dummy, you read the wrong one. 233, Taylor Price for the Patriots. Sorry, Charlie. What did I say that was, to $6.99? I think so. All right, let's recap our 2010 Plates and Patches. The redemption for the Patriots, which I believe said was to $6.99. The super sweet Peyton Manning Prime Laundry Tag for the Colts, numbered to 5. That is an excellent hit. My Steelers managed to show up here to $449. The Jets to $449. And I guess, where'd I lay our encased card? There it is. And then the Gerald McCoy for the Bucks. Nice low number to 25. First in the series, 1 of 25. So 2010 plates and patches. There it is. We've got more of it. I may not have a whole lot of it listed right now. You know, I kind of move in and out of things on the one box breaks, but we definitely have more. Yes, Bryce, I know the redemption is expired. You might have missed earlier. I went into some detail about the fact that it would be expired before we even flipped it over. So once again, guys, you do want to redeem that into your account, even though it is expired, because sometimes they still have the card and they will send it to you. If they do not still have the card, they will work with you. You got to let it sit in there a few months, then track them down by way of Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and they will work with you to find a suitable replacement. They'll ask you about favorite teams, favorite players, etc. It's based on value. So whatever the value of your expired redemption is, if that card's book value is $5, they'll find you an equivalent card worth $5. So that's kind of how that works. All right, guys, this brings us to our 5 boxes of 2011 Panini Prime Signatures football. This is a half case break. It's the back half of the case we started the other day. This is break number 50, so the 50th time we have been into it. And once again, please pay attention here. Your shipping date is roughly the 28th. All of our free shipping stuff goes out once every 5 to 6 days. Please take a moment to read on the screen there what happens if your team does not pull a card in this break, and info about the consolation cards and all that. Abbreviated form here and in full form on the listing description. Let's fix our same little typo that I have had throughout. And this is 5 boxes of 2011 Prime Signatures. So once again, you'll see team names on the left and right on around across from it. Your name in lights. You're the winning bidder on this break. You get a chance to refresh your memory, put your mojo out there, figure out what teams you're pulling for, and let's see if we can get the breaking powers that be to bring you some good luck. Each one of these boxes has a single pack in it. Each pack has 4 cards. We may find redemptions in this product as well. And if we do, it's going to be just like in 2010 plates and patches. They're going to be expired. And you just heard the rest of that spiel. So you are still going to want to redeem it even if it is expired. Jason, you're looking for a 1 of 1 Jimmy G in select, and then you'll forgive me for wanting to buy a Josh Dobbs card. Yeah, well, I usually go after all the Steelers rookies, so whoever our rookies are, I generally buy some of their cards every year. Yes, I have a stack of Dree Archers. We don't want to talk about it, but I do. So you know how that goes. And every card in 2011 Prime Signatures is numbered. So once again, base cards, the whole 9 yards, all going to be numbered in here. This is a pretty quick break as well. A lot of half case. Sounds like a lot, but sometimes when there's not a lot of cards in it, not really that much. And there is a redemption poking its head out there in the back of that pack, so we're definitely going to have at least 1 redemption. To $4.99 for the Chiefs, a little Drew Brees to $4.99 Saints, Pierre Thomas to $99 for the Saints. Our first hit, Dion Lewis. Eagles are having kind of a thing tonight, aren't they? Eagles are coming out in several of our breaks. So Dion Lewis to $1.99, rookie hit for the Eagles. Austin Collie to $4.99 Colts, Brandon Merriweather $4.99 Bears, Don Perkins to $25 for the Boys, Andy Dalton to $49 for the Bengals. Nice little hit on card for the Bengals. We better start looking for A.J. McCarron too, because you know, he's getting ready to go sign up somewhere else and get his chance to play. My man Franco Harris to $4.99 for the Steelers. Laurentis to $4.99 for the Rams. Charlie Trippi to $49 for Arizona. And Kevin Walter to $75 for the Texans. Oh, yeah, for sure. TJ Watt is awesome for the Steelers. I mean, I love that kid. He's fantastic. Clay Matthews to $4.99 for the Packers. Malcolm Floyd to $4.99 for the Chargers. Warren Moon to $99. Guys, you know he is on this card as an Oiler. The Houston Oilers became the Tennessee Oilers, became the current Tennessee Titans. So that card goes to the Titans. Cards always stay with their franchises. And then we have Mason Foster to $199 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last pack, Dallas Clark to $4.99 for the Colts. Mike Williams to $4.99 for the Bucks. Ari Ellis-Ben to $49 for the Bucks. And our redemption rookie signature silver RPS. Let's not even mess with the written thing. Let's just roll right on to the website and look this bad boy up. Let me get you moved back. Let's see if I can actually remember to move your view this time so that you're seeing what I'm seeing. That might be a little more helpful. I do love that they have all these checklists on here. Topps only keeps, you know, the last few years on theirs, but these guys are, Panini does a good job keeping theirs up. All right, so what did I say this is? Rookie Signature Silver RPS. Card number 251. There is card 251. It's for the Lions. Michael LaShore to 249. So that's the deal there. Make sure we're in the right card set. Rookie Signature Silver RPS. We are. So Lions with this little hit. And we'll recap this. And then we're going to be ready to start on Select. So I think I was pretty close on time. I estimated we'd be about 20 minutes. I think we're going to be pretty close to that. Redemption for the Lions. Mason Foster to $199 for the Bucks. Kevin Walter to $75 for the Texans. Nice little Andy Dalton to $49 on card for the Bengals. And Dion Lewis to $199 for the Eagles. And guys, while I'm thinking about it, if anybody wants a one-touch magnetic case for anything that you pull in a break with me, just shoot me a message, or, you know, say it in chat, or shoot me a message over on eBay. I'm always happy to accommodate that. It's typically going to be around $3 for the case. That covers the cost of the case. That covers the PayPal fees and all that jazz. So that's kind of the deal there. And this one, of course, is a paid shipping break, anticipating it to go out on Monday, which is the 26th. I don't really think I can get it ready to go tomorrow because there's some other stuff ahead of it that has to ship tomorrow. So I think we really are probably looking at Monday for that. This is 12 boxes of 2017 Panini Select Football. This is a full case break. It is break number 3. And, of course, it ended tonight on the 23rd. Live streaming tonight on the 23rd. And same format. One thing I will draw your attention to is right here, guys. There are XRC cards in this product. They had their own bidding spot. So any XRC cards that we pull, they're going to go to that bidding spot right there. And of course, it was noted in the listing description right under the product info that XRC had its own bidding spot. So hopefully everybody saw that and that doesn't take anybody by surprise, but that's where those are going to go. So now we're on to the main event. Get everything out of here. Of course, we've got 12 boxes make up our case. And we generally are going to find 2 autograph cards and 1 memorabilia card in each box. We'll find, really they say to look for 3 of the XRC cards per case, but in one case we got the 3 they told us to expect. In another case we got 5. So I think that kind of varies. And of course the other thing to know is Panini always says everything is on average, you know. That's because sometimes they replace our hits with one of those rewards points cards. And if they do that, what that means to you is that we will give out any rewards point cards that we get by way of random.org at the end of the break. And I see we have Chris CJE is in chat. Hi to you too, Chris. What teams do you have in here tonight, man? Who are you pulling for? Now, of course, I'm sure many of you have broken Select by now. It's been out for a while. If you haven't broken it with me, you've probably broken it somewhere else by now. So you know that there are some photo variations in here, and they will say on the back either Premier level or Field level. Field level is the more difficult of the 2 to find, but we will find plenty of both. Sometimes they refract, sometimes they don't. And I'm going to get out another little pile of card sleeves here, and then we're going to be ready to start taking a look at what we've got here in box 1. So our first prism is Jason Witten. And I'll give you fair warning, about half the time I'm just going to call these refractors. And the other half of the time I'll probably remember and call them prisms, but a good amount of the time I forget and call them refractors. Whereas Panini prefers to call them prisms. A little Dak Prescott for the boys to 99, and that is a nice 3-color patch there. Cool little hit for the boys to start off with the Dak Prescott to 99. Gotta like that. Oh, this is your first time in Select tonight, Scott. Okay, cool. Yeah, it has been a fun break. We have pulled some awesome stuff out of Select. And Chris, you have the Chargers and the Bengals tonight, but you're a diehard Eagles fan. Okay, all right. Well, fly, Eagles, fly. You got that Super Bowl win. Jeremy Maclin to 149 for the Ravens. There is a wire that goes to my camera, and where it is placed tonight, for some reason, it keeps running into my pile of sleeves. Every time I do anything, I hit that wire, and it scatters my sleeves all over the table, so it's kind of bugging me. But hopefully we've got it under control a little bit now. Here's another prism. This is Golden Tate for the Lions. Little tricolor, I think, yep, that's James Harrison to 149, who sadly left us and went to the arch rival Patriots. Jeff Garcia for the Browns. Another tricolor. This one is Larry Fitzgerald to 149 for the Cardinals. And of course, many of you know this already, but anytime we pull cards like Prism or these, often when they come out of the compression, they're going to have a little curvature to them, and these are no exception. Our first XRC out is wide receiver 5. So Wide receiver 5 is your first of what will probably be 3, could be as many as 5 of your XRCs out of this case. Gerald Everett for the Rams. But did you say, Scott, did you say a second ago that that David Adams is out of select football? I'm surprised. Number 249, Adrian Peterson in his Arizona Cardinals uniform. As if any of us are ever going to get used to that. Prism for the Broncos, C.J. Anderson. That is a nice little Alvin Kamara prism, and it is field level as well. So cool little hit there for the Saints with the Alvin Kamara. Tricolor Big Ben to 99. Oh, Jordan says you're feeling some Freeman tonight. Well, it could be. I could see that. I tell you who has been in a little bit of short supply in here has been Deshaun Watson. We have not pulled a ton of Deshaun Watson out of select. At least I haven't. I can't speak, obviously, for everybody, but for me anyway. That is Davis for the Lions. A refractor for Mr. Tom Brady. For the Patriots, that one is premier level. Our relic is Carlos Henderson. And, relic and auto. Let's try that again. For the Broncos. And did I say what that was numbered to? No, but it's numbered to 49. I don't think I said that the first time. Seems like Carlos Henderson's been turning up a lot, right? Doesn't it? Chris Thompson for the Redskins. And the Eagles with Zach Ertz, numbered to 10. Very nice, Eagles. Tie-dye, sticker auto. Tie-dye, Zach Ertz to 10. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. And then another, just a base Tom Brady. So there's box 1. We're off to the races with box 2. Oh, Scott, you're saying they were just out in the local store that you were in, not as a whole in the warehouse. I got you. Yeah, everything has been tough to get in the last week for whatever reason. I ended up with a decent amount of plates and patches because I had pre-ordered a decent amount because I liked the product. But 6 cases is all I could get of that. And then, of course, I had only pre-ordered 4 cases of Select, thinking I'd be able to pick up a little bit more of that after the fact. Because originally, they had Select and Contenders Basketball and Tribute Baseball were originally all scheduled to come out the same day. And it was going to be a massive expenditure. So I had kind of, put everything in maybe a slightly lesser quantity in pre-order than I would have if I had known what the release dates were truly going to be. So yeah, so we have 4 cases of Select in total, 6 plates and patches, and then you go back and try to get more, and it's like, oh, guess what? Not going to happen. It's either gone or you're going to get charged about 50% more. Probably more than 50% more on Contenders Basketball. That is crazy. Although I still have a couple cases of that left. Taco Charlton for the Cowboys. And we have a hit coming out for the Redskins. Jamison Crowder to 199 relic for the Skins. And for those of you who maybe haven't done a break with me before, well, let's look at this first. Des Bryant tie-dye to 25 for the Cowboys. Cowboys are pulling a lot of nice inserts, and of course the Dak Prescott relic as well earlier. But if you haven't done a break with me before and you wonder where the cards are going after we look at them, I set them off to the right. There are mats all down the right-hand side. Even my supplies set on mats over there. But that's the area I use for sorting. And I just don't like the workspace to get very full. So after we look at them, I just move them over there and keep them in nice small little stacks. And that we saw just a second ago was that Stefan Diggs, of course. I'm sure you saw that, but it was a Stefan Diggs refractor. That's followed by a Peyton Manning prism for the Colts. And a tricolor for Solomon Thomas to 149 for the 49ers. Old John Elway for the Broncos. Oh, nice tricolor Christian McCaffrey for the Panthers, numbered to 199. We pulled his autographed jersey out of something this week, too. It's been kind of had some cool Christian McCaffrey stuff in the last little bit here. And we pulled a Kareem Hunt autographed mini helmet. We've had some good rookie stuff, as a matter of fact, this week. There's Zeke in a prism for the Cowboys. And we're going to have a hit here, Jalen Richard, numbered to 199 for the Raiders. And what are you saying here, Scott? Oh, you had to, there were a bunch of you looking for Select at the store today. And so you got Spectra, SPX, Hockey, and 5-Star Baseball. Well, that's not a bad day. I mean, that's some pretty good stuff to open, I think. Yeah, I was at my hobby store today as well to pick up that case of Premier Basketball that came in. And he's already sold out of 3 cases of Contenders basketball in the store. And, I mean, it's a relatively small store in comparison, of course. Tre'Davious White for the Bills. And I got the very last box of it he had. Because, of course, all that I bought was in cases, and I didn't want to bust into the, I can't open those to take one out and open myself. So I bought a loose box from him, the last one he had. This is the Bengals to 149, Tyler Eifert. And I did okay in it. I pulled a Laurie Markkinen playoff ticket to 35 with the horizontal orientation on card auto. It's not bad. Probably, I don't know, maybe $175 card, something like that. Devontae Adams for the Packers. And then the other one was Justin Jackson for the Kings, which that one's not too great, but anyway. Warwick Dunn for the Falcons. Jabril Peppers to 49 for the Browns. Oh, I like that card. Like it, like it. That's an awesome patch. Nice Jabril Peppers to 49, Browns. Yeah, I was really hoping I'd pull De'Aaron Fox because that's kind of who I would like to have. Because he went to UK, so. But it was not to be. Kendall Beckwith for the Bucks. And then a nice little die cut here of Tariq Cohen to 99 for the Bears. And that is box 2. Oh, wow. You opened a box of Contenders and you got a 1-of-1 die cut? What the what? That is, dang, Scott. You're having some good luck. Who was it? Who was on the card, man, on your 1-of-1? That's the important part. Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, I really wish I had ordered more Contenders. I'm just kicking myself for not ordering more. But I just, I wasn't sure. Sometimes products that do so well in football don't do as well in basketball. And then, as I said, it was originally all coming out the same day. Select and Tribute and contenders, and at some point you just have to say, okay, that's X number of $1,000 this week. I gotta cut back somewhere, and darn it, then they moved all the dates, and I could have had a lot more. Oh, well, that's a nice one. Was it autographed too, Scott? I'm assuming it probably was, if it was a one-of-one die cut. I'm assuming it was auto as well. And, you know, he's a good one to have because he was away from Panini since, I guess it was his rookie year. And even then, he was exclusive to, I think it was Upper Deck, maybe. But Panini cut a deal with them to allow them to put his autographs in X amount of Panini's products that year. So he did have some rookie autographs in Panini stuff, and then not again until that Upper Deck deal expired, and they brought him back just last year. So Drew Bledsoe as a Patriot. Wow. Now there's a time that you kind of forgot even existed, right? In a Prism. Raiders with a little Khalil Mack to 49. Nice dual color patch here. And next out, Chris Godwin to 49 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And half the time when I see that, I get excited for a second and think it's gold, right? And then I take a second look. Oh, whoops, no, it's orange. And I guess I must have some sort of a weird orange gold color blindness or something, because it's literally half the time I look at it and think it's gold before I realize. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode for the Raiders. Nice Dalvin Cook to 10 for the Vikings, about to make somebody happy. Very sweet patch. Awesome card. I hate Dalvin Cook's signature. That's the only thing about it I don't like. Because that little tiny DC and then the 4, and it's not even balanced on there. That's the only thing I don't like about that card is Dalvin Cook's signature. The rest of that card is awesome. And it's still a very nice hit for the Vikings, regardless of the fact that I'm not a fan of the guy's autograph. Kevin King, refractor for the Pack. And Josh Reynolds to, 99 for the Rams. Relic and autograph. Did you guys see in the paper today? It wasn't in the paper. It was on, actually, I think Bleacher Report. Joe Williams for the Niners. Do you guys remember the Dolphin? I can't think of his name right at this moment, but the one that got bullied by Richie Incognito, and they ended up having to trade him away, and it was like a whole big thing. And apparently today, or last night rather, he put up some weird thing on Instagram, like a picture of a rifle, and put up the name of the place where he went to school, and put up Richie Incognito's name and Mike Pouncey's name, and said when you're bullied, you either have to commit suicide or take revenge or something like that. Dan Marino for the Dolphins. And they ended up having to shut down his high school today because it was considered, you know, a threat because of the picture of the gun and the high school's name written on there and whatever. To 149, Des Bryant for the Cowboys. So I thought that was like super, super weird. I don't really know what that was about, but wouldn't seem like a normal thing to happen. Nice little Alvin Kamara rookie prism for the Saints. Wayne, when do I think I'm going to open the random break? It as soon as we sell it out, man. We haven't sold it out yet. There's probably 8 or 10 spots left in it. Clay Matthews to 99 for the Packers. I did not put it up tonight because we were not breaking basketball, but I can run it out here verbally if anyone's interested. We have a pack of Prism White Sparkle basketball that we're doing as a one-pack break. This is to 99, C.J. Anderson for the Broncos. And it's just selling direct by way of, oh goodness, by way of chat or messages. This is the one that slipped out of my hand. I apologize for that, guys. This is Jared Goff, and he does not appear to be any worse for the wear. I didn't really exactly drop him. He just kind of slid out of there, but he seems to be fine. For the Ravens, we have another Jeremy Maclin. So if you're not familiar with White Sparkle, it's a really limited edition print run, and it's 20 copies or less for each card. Rookies are in there both as autographs and not as autographs, but if you pull them as an autograph, it's going to be a 1-of-1. Martavis Bryant for my Pittsburgh Steelers. There are 30 of those 1-of-1 rookie autographs randomly inserted across that print run. This is Kareem Hunt for the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you look up any of the values, you hit the right player, you can easily be up over $1,000 value for some of those cards. But like anything else, of course, the key is hitting the player that's worth the most. Brunell for the Jags to 149. And it's random teams too, guys. So the teams are decided at the start of the break using random.org. And of course 30 spots for the 30 NBA teams. And there are 3 cards in the pack. It is $6 a spot, which is the same as $6 a team. It's just you don't know what team, obviously, you're going to get until we run through the random process. And there's a pack left in there. See, that's why I do that. That's why I always show those, because, yeah, there's a pack hiding still in there. And we have probably, I don't know, we probably have 8 or 10 spots left right now. Well, I would, Jason, the way it works is once we sell it out, I will do the break at the start of the next night. Like, or if we sold it out tonight and it was all paid tonight, I would do it at the end of this break. But since we're not breaking basketball tonight, it probably won't sell through tonight. But let's say it did, that's when we would do it. If it didn't sell through tonight and maybe, you know, people sent me messages on eBay and then it later, you know, sold by tomorrow morning, then we would break it at the start of tomorrow night's breaks before we did the eBay stuff. There's a couple, we've already done 3 others. I'm trying to think what date to even tell you to go look at where we did the last one. It was recent, so it was maybe like the 20th, the 21st, something like that, if you just want to see what the cards look like. It will say, if you look at the video for either the 20th or the 21st and read the description, somewhere in that description it would say, you know, White Sparkle Prism Break or something like that. And then you would be able to see it. So, no, it is not on eBay. It is only sold direct by way of chat. That is not a break that has, I haven't listed any of those on eBay. They've all been sold directly by way of chat. I'm just saying that if you wanted to see the cards, you could go back and look at the breaks. Either it was like the 20th or the 21st. Malik Hooker for the Colts. Might want to add the S on that. That is Clay Matthews to 75 for the Packers in what I call kind of basically the checkerboard design. And whether or not that's technically what Panini calls it is another story. But that's what it looks like to me. Looks like a checkerboard. So that's what we're going with. Delaney Walker to 199 for the Titans. Oh, Wayne, you want 2 more spots? All right, man, I will put you in for 2 more, and I will shoot you over a PayPal money request at some point tonight or in the morning, one or the other, depending on what time we finish up here tonight. Jamal Williams for the Pack. And then we have Martavis Bryant again for the Steelers, who apparently, as of today, they're saying the Steelers are listening to offers on Martavis Bryant. Of course, you know, he threw that fit last year, wanting to get out of town because he thought Juju was getting too many plays that he should be getting. Deshaun Kaiser for the Browns. Chris Carson to 49 for the Seahawks. And of course, they said they weren't going to release him till his contract was up, which is after this year. But then, I don't know. Apparently, they are considering offers for him. So, there you have it. Chris, yes, it is $6 a spot on that random white sparkle prism break. That is correct. Jay Cutler for the Dolphins. And the way I handle that is I send, once somebody says, hey, I want whatever amount of spots, I look on eBay and pull your email address from eBay, whatever you use there, and then I send a PayPal money request to that email address. So that's kind of how we handle the payment and stuff for it. The Raiders, Garyon Conley prism. Oh, Vernon Hargraves coming out to 199 for the Bucks. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kind of surprised they let Mike Williams go, right? Like I was, anyway. Tight end 1 in our XRC. So this is the second one of those we had. I think it was wide receiver 5, I think was the first one. Now we have tight end 1. Demaryius Thomas for the Broncos. You're glad to be rid of Mike Williams, are you, Jason? It sounds like, anyway. Joey Bosa to 75. Nice little die cut premier level for the Chargers. The Raiders with Khalil Mack. Wow, Vikings are going to come out of here with a second Dalvin Cook. This one to 99. Little relic to go with your... Of course, you had a relic on the other one too, but now you have a pair of Dalvin Cooks. I don't think Vikings are going to argue with that, huh? Okay, Chris, cool. I will put you in for 3 spots, and same as I told Wayne there a minute ago, we will, I'll invoice you by way of PayPal. It'll just be a PayPal money request that should come through shortly after we wrap up tonight. If you don't see it, check spam. Sometimes I think they go in there. Michael Crabtree for the Raiders. And actually, at the end of this break, guys, if the two of you want to hang out for a second, I'll pull up the spreadsheet, add you both to it, and then we'll see how many spots are left. And if we're not far, if it's just a couple spots or something, I can always take them myself. So just in the essence of moving it forward. To 25, nice old Aaron Jones tie-dye for the Pack. Oh, Jason, you were saying Martavis Bryant. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that, I mean, the guy was so disruptive with all that crap this last season about wanting to be traded and carrying on about how much better he was than Juju and all that stuff. And, for a guy who missed a whole year for a drug suspension and we waited on him to come back and then waited for him to get back up to speed and worked him back into the rotation. I mean, he's kind of a pain in the you-know-what, so I'm a little bit with you on that. I mean, he's got some talent, but maybe a little bit of a head case. So I don't know. We'll see if they do trade him. Somewhere I read that, oh gosh, it was somebody on the Packers, and they were saying that they thought it was feasible that it could be Martavis to the Packers in return for, I forget who. Forgot who it was. Oh, Clinton Dix. Yeah. So that would be interesting if we picked him up. Oh, Scott, you said if there are 5 spots or less left, you'll take the rest of them. I would say by the time we put in Chris's 3 and 2 more for Wayne, that there will, I would think there will be 5 spots or less left. But so the three of you, if you just hang out after we finish up this break, I'll pull up the spreadsheet and we'll get all that solidified and taken care of. Earl Campbell for the Titans. I know it says Oilers, but yeah, the Oilers are the Titans. That's the current name of the franchise. Nelson Aguilar to 100 or 199. I'm blind. 199 for the Eagles. I really am blind. I couldn't tell if those were nines or zeros. Good grief. Yeah, that's no fun, right? Trying to guess. Let's play guess the number on the card. There is an Earl Campbell Prism tie-dye die cut to 25 for the Titans. Nice little hit there. I like Earl Campbell. There's your man Carson Wentz to 199. Tricolor. Jason says, he says that he would trade Martavis Bryant for a bologna sandwich. Alrighty. That is Joey Bosa. I don't know if I would trade him for just a sandwich, but I agree with you. I wouldn't mind him getting out of town. Nice patch on the Cooper Kupp for the Rams. That is sweet, guys. I love that patch. Very nice. Numbered to 49 and first in the series. In case that gives you an extra little thrill, which it kind of does me, I'll admit it. I like them when they're first in the series and last in the series. No real reason. I don't know why. I just do. Brian Hill for the Falcons. It seems like we pull Cooper Kupp in a nice looking patch like that out of pretty much every case of Select I've opened. He seems to come out fairly often. Carlos Hyde for the Niners. And Wayne says, come on, Carson Wentz auto. He's pulling for Carson. To 99, Jermaine Kersey for the Jets. I stacked that in the wrong spot. Chad Williams for the Cardinals. Jason, what do you think that they're going to do with Bud Dupree? I'm feeling like, I don't know. I mean, obviously right now we've got him. I don't think they're going to pick up his fifth-year option because he had been playing really well. And then, of course, you know, he had that injury and then he kind of didn't play that great this past season. Sidney Jones for the Eagles. And I'm feeling like they may cut Bud, which really will make me sad because he went to UK. That's where I went to school, and I love that I have a UK player on the Steelers. We have so few in the NFL. That is Zeke for the Cowboys. Die cut for the Falcons, Devonta Freeman. Somebody called Devonta Freeman earlier, didn't they? To 99. I think I remember somebody saying they felt Devonta Freeman coming on tonight. A little AB Antonio Brown Premier Level Prism. Tricolor for the Jets, Jamal Adams to 99. Yeah, I wish they would keep him, but I'm a little worried. I'm worried they're going to cut Bud. You know who else I'm worried about? Another UK guy, of course, he's on a different team. I'm afraid Randall Cobb's going to get cut up in Green Bay. I think one of them's gone. Either Randall Cobb or Clay Matthews. It's just a question of which. Matt Stafford for the Lions. Hassan Reddick to 10 for the Cardinals. Nice looking card for Arizona there with the Hassan Reddick. A handsome card, if you will. I called the card pretty the other night, and I was like, probably not the right word to use, pretty. I think it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out, and I'll be interested to see who we draft in the first round. I mean, you know, I think it'll tell a lot what they think is going to happen with Le'Veon Bell if it's not locked in and done by then. But whether they choose a running back or really we need to get another inside linebacker. It's going to be, I mean, it's not even possible to replace Ryan Shazier, but we got to have a body in there to fill the gap anyway. Oh, Scott, you are welcome for that Reddick. I didn't remember you had Arizona tonight. Well, good. Congratulations. And Jason said, you don't think Cobb's going anywhere. You think it's Jordy Nelson that they're going to cut? Yeah, I think it's going to be one of them, just from a monetary standpoint, a cap standpoint. I think one of them's going to go. And yeah, I agree. We could use a little quarterback help, but I wouldn't draft a quarterback in round 1 if I were the Steelers. Not this year. I would draft the inside linebacker out of round 1 if I had the option. But of course, you never know what they're going to do. But generally speaking, Steelers are pretty good at identifying late round talent in the draft, so might be able to pick up a QB somewhere else down the road in a later spot. To 49, Mr. Tom Brady die cut for the Patriots. And there's Carson Wentz again. This one is to 75. Still not signed for you, Wayne, but we're getting closer, right? Our numbers are inching lower on the inserts we're finding for him, so we're getting you there. David Njoku for the Browns. Panthers, Greg Olsen to 20. That's nice. It's kind of a small little piece of fabric, though, in relation to some of the others. However, the card itself is pretty nice. And I like the number. And I like that it's Greg Olsen. So, all in all, I think a nice solid hit for the Panthers. Joe Flacco for the Ravens. Yeah, I tell you what, Nathan Peterman, wow, he had a disastrous kind of start there. What was it, 5 or 6 interceptions when they tried to start him? It was bad. Russell Wilson for the Seahawks. So I don't disagree with you on that, Scott, that Nathan Peterman was a rough go of it. To 199, Tre'Davious White for the Buffalo Bills. Here's another XRC. This one is wide receiver 3. Oh, but look, it's a tie-dye. Yeah. Very nice. That means you're probably going to be numbered to 25 on it. So that's an excellent little XRC hit with the tie-dye variation. Devontae Adams, Green Bay Packers. And for the Cardinals, we have Chad Williams to 149. For the Broncos, we have Von Miller. I was getting ahead of myself a little bit because I saw the edge of this next one. It's Jared Goff to 199 for the Rams, and I was hoping it was going to be signed. No signature, but nice relic. Pulling him a lot out of 16 black gold in the last few boxes of that we've done. Seems like we've had a lot of Jared Goff. Mathieu for the Cardinals. Jordan Howard to 149 Bears. I guess I could show you the front of that again too. I don't know what the Eagles are going to do with Foles, but that's an excellent question. Matt Stafford. I mean, you really kind of feel like that they might keep him because, A, what happens if Carson Wentz isn't ready? Even though he thinks he's going to be ready, what happens if it turns into an Andrew Luck situation and he's really not ready? And then B, Nick Foles has kind of said, like, he wants to be back at Philly, I think. And he doesn't mind that he would be in the backup role at Philly. And why really would you trade him? I mean, you'd have to almost get something crazy good to trade him. That's to $199 for the Jets with Robbie Anderson. I mean, like, you'd have to get a couple of first-round picks and a couple of second-round picks and maybe something else with it. I just don't think you trade him for just any run-of-the-mill trade for the reasons I just said. Tre'Davious White. Unless the guy is making a lot of noise like, hey, I want my own team, but all indications have been that he really isn't doing that. Kendall Beckwith for the Bucks. And I think he's on a pretty team-friendly contract too, isn't he? So that's yet another reason to hang on to him. I think the most intriguing quarterback scenario is going to be the Vikings. Of course, I've been saying this for weeks now, because they got 3 viable quarterback options. At least we think Teddy Bridgewater is back to being a viable option. All 3 on expiring contracts. So you've got Teddy, who is going to be the face of your franchise until he went down with that gruesome leg injury. You've got Sam Bradford, who was brought in to back up Teddy and was playing pretty well at first year, and then tore up his, I think it was knee, which then brought us to Case Keenum, who all of a sudden, here we are in the playoff games with Case Keenum leading the team all year. So what do you do with that, you know? Maybe you keep... I think that you just really would be silly to let all 3 of them go. I would really probably keep 2 of them. I'd probably let Sam Bradford go if I were the Vikings. Not because he's the worst one, but because he's injury prone anyway. And he's older. And Case Keenum, it's hard to let him go. I'm sure you got him at a decent price, and he did just get you all the way to the conference championship game. And then Teddy, I mean, you got to give Teddy another shot, right? You can't just cut Teddy loose, so I'd cut Sam Bradford loose. Myles Garrett for the Browns. Deonta Foreman to 99 for the Texans. That is a very nice patch, and I know the Texans are going, yeah, why couldn't it have had Deshaun Watson on it? I know what you're saying, but we pull a lot of Foreman, and not really. Deshaun Watson has not made a lot of appearances in my select breaks so far. I think kind of in everybody's. This is Austin Eckler, I think. Chargers. Not 100% sure that you pronounce it Eckler, but some close approximation of that anyway. For the Saints, Michael Thomas to 99. Oh, you're talking about if Nick Foles, maybe it's a life-changing amount of money. I mean, you know, it could be. Look what Mike Glennon got to go to the Bears, right? I mean, you never know. But I think at this point, the guy's probably just wanting to play somewhere where he's happy. Aaron Rodgers to 99, die cut for the Packers. I mean, he has a family to support, so maybe he decides he wants to chase the money. I don't know. But I don't really think the impression he's given off up to this point anyway. There is Winston for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kareem Hunt to 149 for the Chiefs. Nice hit, Chiefs. that on card? No, sticker. But nice hit, Chiefs, with your Kareem to 149. Zay Jones for the Bills. Carlos Hyde to 149 for the 49ers. Die cut Matt Stafford to 49 for the Lions. And of course, in general, the quarterback market is insane right now. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo's deal is mega, and then you know that Kirk Cousins is going to go past that. Carlos Henderson for the Broncos, and it's just going to fall right on down the line. I mean, quarterbacks have always been very highly paid in the NFL, as we all know, but some of this money right now is just unprecedented, and honestly, it seems like it might be getting a little bit out of hand, because at some point, you're sacrificing your other positions to pay your quarterback, and if you can't protect him and you don't have anybody to catch the ball, how much good does it really do you to have him? Kareem Hunt for the Chiefs. Tricolor Earl Campbell to 149. Pulled a lot of Earl Campbell inserts tonight, and variations and things. Whoops, that is a refractor. For the Broncos, C.J. Anderson. For the Falcons, Matt Ryan. Seahawks are coming out with Malik McDowell to 199. And the Giants have Wayne Gallman. Well, Wayne, if I could get the sleeve open, maybe I could get the card in it. I think that's usually how that works. You have to have it open before you can put the card in it. Give me 1 second. I want to rearrange my sorting area over here so that I can make a little space closer to me. Move some of these things a little farther down the line here. All right, and this is that is exactly our halfway point right now. We have opened, actually, I'm sorry, that's one past. I was going to say we've opened 6, we have 6 left. We've opened 7, we have 5 left, so we're slightly past our halfway point. So I think really once we know where Kirk Cousins ends up, I think that probably starts to answer a lot of questions about what's going to happen from there in terms of free agency and the draft and everything else that falls in line behind it. But I think that's the question that comes out first. And really, at some point, if you're Tom Brady, aren't you just ticked? Because, I mean, that guy's making nowhere near the money even that Jimmy Garoppolo is making. I mean, what is he on, like a $20 million a year deal or something with the Patriots? Tom Brady, I mean. And then, of course, we don't know how much of his money's guaranteed, so maybe his deal ends up being better in the long run anyway, but on the face of it, he certainly does look underpaid in relation to many of his peers. Not that I'm a Patriots fan, I'm a Steelers fan, but just when you look at the history of play and success and wins and Super Bowls, you would think he would be a little bit higher paid than he is, but Delaney Walker for the Titans. decided I had to move some things around. I don't know. I just had to rearrange a few things. Things were bothering me. I think I have it all where I want it now. TJ Logan for the Cardinals. Julio Jones for the Falcons. Jordan Howard /99 for the Bears. Nice little hit for the Bears. For the Rams, we have Cooper Kupp on the field level prism. And again, really the difference in those is just the pictures, the photos. 2 of 5 for the Titans, Jack Conklin. You don't see a lot of defensive tackle cards numbered to 5. Offensive tackle, I'm sorry, O-line. I don't know why I thought he was defensive tackle, but anyway, Titans got a pretty cool little hit there. I always like pulling the defensive players for the Steelers because you just don't get them as often. So I'm always kind of glad to get them when I see Brett Kiesel and those guys come out. But I know not everybody feels that way, but I like them. Brian Dawkins for the Eagles. Latavius Murray /199 for the Vikings. Cam Chancellor, Seahawks. A tricolor for the Jets with Marcus May /199. For the Ravens, Joe Flacco. So guys, for those of you who have seen both Plates and Patches and Select, which one do you like better? I mean, I know they're totally different products, and I do like them both, but I'm just curious what everybody, which ones you like the best to break, or to buy into, or to own, whatever. That was J.J. Watt for the Texans. Evan Ingram /99 for the Giants. Because, you know, Plates and Patches reconfigured this year, and I kind of like the configuration they have with the 5 cards, most of which are hits. All of which are numbered, but most of which are hits. That is /149, Demaryius Thomas for the Broncos. Of course, I'm looking forward to Encased as well. I like Encased. I liked it last year. We've been doing some one-box breaks of it recently too, but of 2016, I mean. But I do hope that some of them are graded a little higher this year. Jason Witten tie-dye /25 for the boys. I mean, some of the stuff I pulled last year was graded well. In fact, one of them, I can't remember if it was Dak or Zeke, but I want to say it was Dak, out of one of the case breaks or half case breaks, was graded to like 9.5. Michael Thomas for the Saints. And I mean, I don't remember personally having anything that I pulled that was a super kind of what would be considered a low grade. But I do remember seeing a lot that came out. It's /149 Cooper Kupp in the tricolor that came out in a lower, I mean, not like low, but lower than you would expect, like 8.5 and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that the ones in case this year are going to skew more towards the higher grades. Now, see, Jason, I thought that the Plates and Patches, corners and edges were so much better this year. Now, last year, I would agree with you. The Plates and Patches, edges, and corners were just disastrous on a lot of cards last year. But this year, I have not really had very many that I think are a problem out of Plates this year. So I don't know. Maybe I've just gotten lucky and not had... I mean, sure, there's stuff with some minor issues, but I mean, you find that anytime you have a thick card, thicker than, you know, a standard trading card size, you're kind of prone to having some of those edge and corner problems. But I thought it was 1,000% better this year than it was last year. So I'm kind of surprised that you had a lot of problems with it this year. Scott, you said you like plates, but plates doesn't like you. Yeah, the thing about it is there's certain teams. The team I have noticed this year in plates and patches is the Bengals. And the Bengals, I either pull, because I break plates in full cases, I will either pull 0 cards, like not a single card, not a base card, not anything, or I will pull 3 or 4 cards for the Bengals. I don't think I've opened any cases that's in between where you have, you know, maybe 1 Bengals card or 2 Bengals cards. It's either none or a bunch. So I think that's kind of weird. That I'm not a huge fan of, but the rest of it I like pretty well. Warwick Dunn for the Falcons. CJ Beathard for the Niners, $2.99. Nice little signature and big relic on that one. There is Nathan Peterman, or as Scott called him, I think you called him Pick Six, right? Isn't that what you called him? Yeah, he did have a bad game. Whew, poor kid. He was probably just super nervous, but like he is not going to get that chance again. Larry Fitzgerald for the Cardinals. Tricolor Khalil Mack to 149 for the Raiders. John Elway for the Broncos. Mike Evans to 149 for the Buccaneers. Big Ben. Yeah, I thought that's what you were calling him, Pick Six Peterman. Cam Newton to 99 for the Carolina Panthers, die cut. Another XRC. This one is running back 4. So there's 4 XRCs so far in this case. Kareem Hunt. So they have been kind of all over the map. It's definitely not been a flat 3 like they suggested that it would be 3 per case. No, it hasn't been a flat 3. I mean, there was 1 case that was exactly 3, but the others are more. Jonathan Isaac to 99, tricolor for the Skins. Now see, first glance again, I looked at it and thought gold, and then I had to look twice. No, it's orange. That's to 49. Greg Olsen for the Panthers. For the 49ers, Joe Williams. For the Eagles, Brian Dawkins. Oh, here comes my favorite rookie signer. Hopefully this one's going to be signed so I can see that pretty signature. To 99 for the Titans with Taywan Taylor. Oh, no signature there today. But a nice 2-color patch. For my Pittsburgh Steelers, a little AB field level prism. For the Eagles to 49, Sidney Jones. Got another Raven, and that is Jeremy Maclin again. So you got a bunch of Jeremy Maclin prisms. If you have the raisins, let's try that again. If you have the Ravens with a V, you have a bunch of Jeremy Maclins. Stephon Diggs to 199, the Minnesota Miracle. We have 3 boxes left. Oh, Scott, you have the Ravens. All right, well, you have a bunch of Jeremy Maclin refractors. Seems like we've said that about 100 times, but really there's probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 over there. But you have a couple of Joe Flacco's too to break up the monotony a little, but they don't have a lot of different players for the Ravens in this product. I've only seen, I think, 3 different Ravens players come out as prisms. Yeah, there have been some Matt Staffords for sure. Prisms and whatnot. Miscellaneous things. I think was one of the Matt Staffords a die cut? I can't remember. Might have been. Not 100% sure, but maybe. Jeff Garcia for the Browns. Marquise Lee for the Jags to 199 on that relic. Doug Martin for the Bucks. Oh, you know what, Scott? There was somebody I wanted to ask you about, and I forgot who the player was. Oh, why can't I think of it? It was out of Contenders Basketball last night. Phillip Rivers to 199. And it was, I don't know the value of it. I guess I can just Google it or whatever, but it was a player that I didn't really remember his value much at all, and it was a 1 of 1, and it was signed. Jets are Darius Stewart, but the guy who bought that and another team, and decided that not to pay for them, and then wanted to. One of them he had better hits than the other team, so then he says, well, maybe he'll pay me for one team and just pay me for part of the other team. This is all after the break, after the fact. And then ultimately just wants to cancel his order. So now I'm sitting on that card. Corey Davis to 49 die cut for the Titans. And I'm thinking it probably doesn't even cover the cost of the bids he did not pay. Jake Butt for the Broncos. And he's maybe the 3rd or 4th person in the last 4 or 5 days that says, oh, yeah, I didn't mean to bid that amount. Like, you know what? eBay has you confirm your bid like 3 different times. John Elway for the Broncos. It's not like you just put it in one time and that's it. And by the way, if you didn't bid the right amount, why didn't you just cancel it when the auction was still live? Randy Moss to 75 for the Vikings on that die cut. So anyway, I got that 1 of 1. I got to figure out what the stupid thing's worth. Jason Witten for the Cowboys. And of course, you guys know I hate, well, Scott knows, not all of you know, but if you break with me very much, you know this. Oh, here comes Clay Matthews. Speaking of him earlier, this is 4 of 5. Wow, Packers, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Clay Matthews. Don't pull him too often these days. And a 4 of 5, no less. Sweet hit for the Pack. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with people these days, and this whole supposedly. And then this is my favorite. This is my absolute favorite that has happened recently. Somebody bid on the Raiders in plates and patches, right? And they won it. Okay, they won the auction. This is Tom Brady for the Patriots. And they didn't pay before the break, but I looked at their feedback and I could see they had done a lot of breaks, and I felt comfortable. Okay, I'll just let this ride. I'm not going to try to resell it. This person's probably just tied up or whatever. This is Juju Smith-Schuster to 99 for my Pittsburgh Steelers. So, of course, you know, the break finishes. I go in there, still nothing, no payment from the guy. And it was like the next day, he sends me a message and says, I didn't win this auction. This is numbered to 75 for the Falcons, Julio Jones. I'm like, well, you know, according to eBay, you did win the auction. You're the high bidder, and, you know, you can see that you're the high bidder, and you were invoiced, and etc. Oh, nice little Deshaun Watson field level prism. Very nice. I have not seen a lot of those, so I think that's solid for the Texans. Followed by Dede Westbrook to 199 for the Jags. Relic and auto. So, well, let's look at this last prism. The Jets, Powell. So, yeah, so he says, I didn't win this auction. And I said, well, you know, according to eBay, you did win the auction. And, you know, you can look at the bid history. You can see that you won the auction. You're the high bidder. He says, so he goes back and forth, and he's like, well, you manipulated the bids. I'm like, how do I manipulate the bids? You must have canceled somebody's bids. I'm like, no, I didn't cancel anybody's bid. Nobody retracted their bid. I mean, you were the high bidder. You were the high bidder kind of throughout. Like, you can call eBay. They'll verify that for you, but you can also see it in the bid history. If somebody's bid was canceled or retracted, you can literally read it and see it in bid history. So the guy like goes back and forth. Well, if I had won the auction, I would have paid for the auction. Like, well, you did win the auction. So are you going to pay for the auction? No, because I didn't win it. Well, yes, you did win it. So then he's like, well, I'm going to call eBay and report you. Like, you're going to report me for what? Like, for telling you that you won the auction that you did in fact win? Well, I don't believe you. Okay, so check it out with eBay, and then when they let you know that you won the auction, since you said you'll pay for it if you want it, then I'm guessing you'll come back and pay me for it. And of course, never heard from the guy again. But that's the most bizarre one I've gotten recently. Just flat out, I didn't win. I'm like, what? And then I got the one from someone who sends me a message. I don't know how this bid got in my account. Okay, that's creative. And then I've had like 4 this week that are, oh, I didn't mean to bid on that amount. Okay, all right. Well, those 3 times you confirmed that amount. And then the interesting thing is, all 3 of the ones who allegedly did not mean to bid that amount then tried to come back and buy the team for less, tried to negotiate it for less. Well, that's only about, and in each case, it was only like $8 or $10 difference from what they meant to bid and what they won the team for. And then in every case, did not pay it. It's like the most bizarre week. Anyway, I'm off of that rant now. This is Michael Crabtree for the Raiders to 199. Dalvin Cook, a nice little Dalvin Cook premier level prism for the Vikings. Another hit for the Packers. Jamal Williams to 99 with a really nice patch on that. Super nice patch. Very cool. Oh, and you, what did you say there, Scott? You had a discussion today about how some bidders are making it tough to sell, the shipping complaints. And yeah, I mean, it's just, in general, it's sometimes hard. Doug Baldwin for the Seahawks. But, you know, it's just like the guy last night. And I'm trying to explain to him, he doesn't see anything wrong with that. And I'm like, you know what? It's like if you ask me to buy 2 lottery tickets for you, and you said you would pay me back. And I bought you 2 lottery tickets. And then after the lottery is over, when the tickets have no value, that's when you tell me you're not going to pay me for them and you don't want them. Kenny Galladay for the Lions. And he says, but you still have, I don't understand why you think you're out anything. You still have the cards. I'm like, but the cards maybe are worth a small portion of what your bid amount was. This is to $199, also Kenny Galladay, patch and signature. And the guy just basically did not understand why I wouldn't let him cherry pick and buy the team that had the 1 of 1 and not pay for his other team that didn't have any hits. That didn't make any sense to him. C.J. Beathard for the 49ers. And he thought it should be perfectly, okay to do that. And then he says, well, I'll pay for it and then you can just refund me the money back. I'm like, no, that's not how that works either. This is to $99 for the Peyton Manning. So that's when he says, cancel the order. So I did cancel the order because that's what he asked me to do. And I was just like, I'm done with it. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'll just cancel it and be finished. And then he threw a fit because I canceled the order and said he would have paid for it. But only the one team. Only the one. Travis Kelce for the Chiefs. Oh, somebody is selling a 1 of 1 Hines Ward. Who's selling a 1 of 1 Hines Ward? This is Brunel 75 die cut. And what did you say about this? He bid and then he asked for better pictures and he doesn't have the card. Oh, yeah, boy. Yeah. You got to be wary of those people that don't have the cards. I have found a lot of stuff like that going on recently. People buy into breaks, right? And then they either take screenshots from the break or they'll ask the breaker to take a picture of the card and send it to them. And then they sell it before they ever even have it in their hands. This is a 4 of 5 Priest Holmes for the Kansas City Chiefs die cut. And there is a lot of that going on lately. And, I guess if it's somebody you deal with all the time and you know them and you're comfortable with them, maybe that's one thing. But I don't know about that, especially not something with that high a dollar amount. Ryan Sweetser for the Cowboys. That just seems a little suspect, Russell Wilson, Seahawks. This is Eli Manning to 149 for the Giants. And I have actually had people ask me before if I will ship what they've pulled to someone else other than them. And honestly, one of the people is somebody that breaks with me often, and I trust the guy totally 100%. But my issue is, what if something happened to it? Or what if nothing happened to it, but the guy who received it claimed something had happened to it? Chris Godwin for the Bucks. Because, I don't know the other person. The person that I would have been shipping it to, I don't know at all. Marshall Faulk. And then, of course, there you'd be. So I declined that. I actually won't do that for people for that reason, but a lot of people do. Oh, boy. The bus, baby. 2 of 5 for the bus. Oh, that is so flipping sweet. You know right now that this is my favorite card of this break so far. Because, first of all, I love the bus. Secondly, you don't pull him all that often. And third, it's to 5 and it's gold because the gold color, not that it's gold for the Steelers, but it's gold because it's to 5 and gold is the color of the Steelers. My favorite card in the break so far tonight. Right there, you just saw it. Love it. Love it. Oh, Jordan, you made $200 today off of one of my breaks. Awesome, man. I am always glad when you guys are able to make a little money off of what you pull in the breaks. I mean, we've definitely, especially last year in baseball, oh my gosh, I made some people a lot of money last year in baseball with breaks. But I think it's great. I am happy when you all pull nice stuff and make money on it. In fact, I was talking about that in the hobby shop today with another customer who was saying sometimes breakers like don't like it when their customers pull something good, basically. I mean, don't like it is not the right way to say it, but they get jealous, sort of, you know, like they wish they had the card themselves or whatever the case may be. That's not really me. I mean, I like it. I love that Jerome Bettis card, and if I had pulled that in a break, I would be beyond thrilled. But I don't feel like, ooh, I wish that, you know, I had that and you don't. That's just not how I feel about it. I'm excited that whoever has the Steelers just got an awesome card. But I don't know. I guess everybody's got their own way of doing things, so that's just me. Oh, you still have a Ziz? Oh, you have no action on that Zizek 1 of 1? Like, nobody wants it? That seems, I mean, I'm surprised by that. Because usually I would have thought, I mean, I would say maybe there wouldn't be an extraordinary amount of action on it, but I would have thought somebody would have been interested in it by now. This is to 149 AJ Green for the Bengals. Khalil Mack, Raiders. Well, hopefully somebody will come along and match up with it before too long. Every card has a match somewhere. We just got to find the right person who likes it, right? To 15, Mike Williams for the Chargers. And that's pretty sweet, guys. 4-color patch, autograph, nice looking card to 15 for the Chargers. For the boys, Jalen Smith, Prism. And what are you saying there? Yeah, I know, right? You're right. I mean, it is kind of counterintuitive that someone would... It's not that they don't want to pull the good cards. It's just that then they wish they had them for themselves, I think, or something strange like that. Alshon Jeffrey to 199 for the Eagles. I mean, that's kind of what he was explaining to me today. And then I've had someone else tell me recently that there is a breaker on eBay. This is Texans Ed. Is that Ed Reed? Yeah, Ed Reed to 49 with the Texans. That apparently there's a breaker on eBay that if you pull a really good card in his break, that instead of sending it to you, I think I'm understanding this correctly or remembering this correctly, that instead of sending you the card, he sells the card without your permission, of course. This is the Dolphins, Sue. And then sends you a portion of the proceeds, like basically splits the sales price. So he's got the bid money for the team, then sells the card, keeps half that money, and sends you the other half. I think I understood that correctly. That's to 99 Mike Evans for the Bucks. And like with no warning, like you wouldn't know buying into the break that that's what was going to potentially happen if you pulled a good card. So I thought that was super bizarre. Deshaun Kaiser for the Browns. Like, how would you even stay in business doing that? It just makes no sense. Larry Brown for the Cowboys. That one is a paper card, guys. That's not our typical glossy select type card. That's a standard paper card. So I don't know, but I think there's all kinds of interesting people breaking on eBay. So I've encountered a couple of them myself. Mitch Trubisky for the Bears, Prism. but none that were to that degree. I mean, that was just insanity. This is Mike Singletary for the Bears. And Ramsey, the XRC hits. You know what? We will actually recap those here in a hot second. We're almost done with this break, and then we'll recap the whole thing, including the XRCs. There are 4 of them. One of them was a tie-dye, but I can't remember all the positions. This is 249, Stefon Diggs. Awesome patch for the Vikings, who've actually Vikings have had a good break. And blah, 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 blah. Have had a lot of nice pulls for the Vikings. O.J. Howard, Buccaneers. Scott, listen. Scott, before you send that out for grading, man, do not send it to Beckett. Do not send it to Beckett. Here's a Carson Wentz to 99 for you, Wayne. It's not signed, but still another nice hit. Beckett is almost a year behind. I mean, like a literal, actual 12 months. Almost that far behind in getting their cards out. So don't send anything to Beckett right now. Conversely, because everybody's figured this out and they're now sending it to PSA, as of like 2 weeks ago, it's Des Bryant Cowboys, PSA was over a month behind. And I called them because I was going to send some stuff in to find out how far behind they were. And he told me, this is D.D. Westbrook for the Jags, that they were, at that point, it's probably worse now, but at that point, they were 4 weeks behind in opening the mail that they were getting, the submissions that they were getting. So once they got through, you waited the 4 weeks and they actually got your submission opened, then the grading was only taking like 7 days. But to even get it open, it's sitting in a mailroom somewhere for 4 weeks. And as I said, that was a couple of weeks ago. They may be farther behind than that by now. So I would call PSA and find out the answer to that question before you send anything in to grade. Because I have got a bunch of stuff to grade, and I have not sent in any of it. Because I was going to send it to PSA, and that's why I called them first to see how far behind they were. And that's what the guy at PSA himself told me. So if it were me, I wouldn't be sending in a Judge 2 of 10. Okay? So there you go. And Ramsey, yeah, we have had one break where we had 3 of the XRC cards. We had another break where we had 5, and then we have this break where we have 4. So it is not always a solid 3. Guys, we're going to do a quick recap here of these are our numbered and die cut parallels. And as you see, I'm not going to go through and flip all these over again to look at the numbers because we saw all that going through the first time. That's just a standard, but it's a field level prism for Deshaun Watson. And since we don't find too many Deshaun Watsons in Select these days, I stacked it in there to recap with our other numbered parallels. And I think this is all of them. It is possible that I accidentally stacked 1 or 2 in with the regular stuff, but I think this is the majority of it. And if you were not signed on earlier and you didn't see the spreadsheet information, my anticipation is that these cards will ship out to you on Monday. So that kind of stuff is always plus or minus a day, which means it could potentially slide into Tuesday if something goes haywire. It means it could potentially go Saturday, but I think that's pretty unlikely since this is Friday night and I've already got a couple of other breaks that have to go out ahead of this one that will go out on Saturday. I really don't anticipate this going out until Monday. If we get lucky and I can't sleep tonight or something and I stay up all night, could go tomorrow, but I don't really entirely think so. Oh, you have a PSA rep in town and you're going to send the cards back with him physically? Well, you might be in better shape then for that, Scott. Our XRC cards, once again, guys, all of these went specifically to the XRC bidding spot. First one is running back 4. The second one is a nice little tie-dye parallel wide receiver 3. The third one is tight end 1. And the fourth is wide receiver 5. So those are the XRC cards that were pulled out of this case. And again, all going to that XRC spot. Now to recap our hits. And once again, guys, I'm not going to go through and read all these numbers off again, but I will flip them front and back so you'll get another chance to take a look at it. And a few of you that are joining in on that White Sparkle break or had questions about that, as soon as we finish the recap, I will put that spreadsheet up for White Sparkle. We'll take a look at how many spots are left and get you guys plugged into those extra spots. I'll send you a PayPal invoice for them, and assuming that everybody is paid up by tomorrow, then we will do that White Sparkle break at the beginning of the breaks tomorrow night. So I think the breaks start at 10 tomorrow. I don't think I changed the time on it for any reason. So we would just do it right at the beginning of the break. So, you know, a couple minutes after 10 tomorrow would be the general plan for the White Sparkle. And then, of course, you know, tomorrow night and Sunday both are relatively easy breaks. Memorabilia and one box stuff, so none of them will take the kind of time it takes to do a whole case like this. And for those of you who are taking off, thank you once again. If you weren't tuned in at the very beginning, you might not have heard me say that, but I do appreciate everyone who comes here and bids with me and breaks with me and hangs out with me in chat. It keeps me company, which I enjoy. I like going back and forth and talking to you guys in chat. And girls. We have some girls in chat too. Ladies, whichever you should say. I'm a girl. I don't mind being called a girl, but supposedly we're supposed to, I think, mind that. I don't know. These days everybody says you should mind everything, and really I just don't. But anyway. My favorite card of the break, the Bust to 5. I love that card. It makes me happy. So we do have one case of Select left. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't have it listed yet on eBay because I only list 5 days out. But I think I will break it most likely Friday night. So my kind of general inclination is that for Thursday night, I'll probably put up another case of Contenders or a half case of Contenders basketball. And then on Friday, we'll probably do the case of Select. And then by the time we get to Saturday, we'll be back with probably the second encased 2017 encased break and probably the second 2018 Heritage Baseball break and like that. So, all right, so that has that ready to go. Let me find this other spreadsheet and let's get this up and running. Oh, maybe I have more spots. Well, I don't know. Let's see. I gotta figure this out. First, let me fix that. I don't know what I did there. And then we'll get this put up. Oh, maybe I had more spots left than I thought. So, well, if whatever's left, if it doesn't go by tomorrow, I'll just fill them in and take them myself, and we'll still break it tomorrow because I don't want it dragging on forever. I'm just ready to get it rolling. All right, so let me think about this. Let me scroll back through here and see who had what. Wayne, you had 2 more, if I'm remembering correctly. And then Chris CJE wanted 3. So let's get Wayne in here for your 2. And I'll just copy it like this. It's probably just as easy. Put that in there. And then Chris CJE, you're going to have 3 spots. And, whoops. And I'm going to highlight these guys to remind me that these are the ones that I've got to invoice in a little bit. So that's why that is highlighted. Actually, I'll just highlight that the rest of the way down. And then, why did that do that? All right. So what does that leave? How many of those do you really want, Scott? Do you want 5 or do you want less than 5? What do you want? You tell me, and whatever's left, if I don't have it out of the way by tomorrow night, provided everything else is paid, then I'll, you know. Oh, Wayne, you want one more? Okay. And you want me to put a J next to it? All right, I can do that. Let's get that. Let's do that, and that's going to say J. And then Jordan, who is really Nick, but I always see the chat and always call you Jordan. Nick, well, you're saying you'll take 5, and then Scott says he wants 5. So how many are really left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Scott had actually asked for 5 earlier, so Scott's going to get 5 of those. And Nick, that's going to leave you with 2. Is that all right, man? Because Scott had kind of laid claim to them earlier tonight. And that would leave you with 29 and 30. Are you cool with that, Nick? Okay. Well, I don't mind breaking it tonight if we get everything paid. That's not a problem for me if we get it all invoiced and paid, but you guys will have to kind of hang tight for a couple minutes while I work on that, because that'll take me a few minutes to get all the PayPal invoices out and all that jazz. So is that what you guys want to do? Because if you do, that's fine. I'll keep the stream up and I'll work on the invoicing, and we can potentially break it tonight. Or if you want to wait until tomorrow night, that's fine too. So speak now or forever hold your peace, please. Meanwhile, I'm going to leave you on this screen for a second, and I'm going to try to jump into PayPal if I'm going to be working on that. Okie dokie, then let me get into PayPal here and hope I can. Oh, I hope my password is stored in here, because buddy, I'm not going to remember it if it's not. I'll tell you that right now. And I bet I don't have. That's all right. I'll figure it out. It's just going to take me a minute, so you're going to have to kind of like hang tight there, peeps. If you want to do it tonight, it's going to take me a minute to work through all this process. And I also need to make sure that all the rest of these are squared away. I guess I better do that first. Where is... Here. Yeah, I actually have... Well, there's only one... Looks like there's only one that's still pending that went out earlier today. And it's for 2 spots, and it's somebody I know, so I think they'll probably end up paying it. And if they don't, then I guess, they'll just be out 2 spots. So, all right. I'm working on it. It's just a little bit of a process, that's all. Okay. Hopefully, maybe some of the email addresses are stored. That would be ideal. So Wayne, that's 3 extra for you, right? Because you had 2, and then the one for your son will make the 3rd one. Your email address is stored in here, so that's very handy. I like that plan. All right, Wayne, yours is sent. So your money request should be waiting for you. And then, Nick, your information is probably stored in here too. So let me see if I can do you second, because I believe you may be stored in here. If I'm lucky, you are. No, you're not. Daggone it. Why does it store some and not the others? I don't understand that, but it didn't store you, so we'll have to find you. You'd think I would have your email address remembered by now, but I don't. So I'm in eBay pulling out email addresses right now, if you're wondering what I'm doing. That's what it is, guys. So as soon as I get email addresses pulled out and get them pasted into PayPal, we'll keep on rolling along. All right, there you are. Oh, crud. Oh, somebody's outside screaming. What in the world? It's midnight. Oh, somebody is outside in the road screaming. Nick, there is yours. So you're all set. Scott, I'm going to pull up yours next and see if you're stored. You are not. So you're coming up next, man. I know, it's so much clicking, right? Like, why can't I just have this where I can just get it? But I wish there was an address book kind of that I could keep. Oh, I guess you were stored in here, but it was stored under something I didn't recognize. So I didn't know that was you when it came up with that. It didn't come up with your name or your name of your website. It came up something totally different. And I didn't know it was you. But now I do. All right, Scott, here you go. Yours is out. And now we have one left to grab, and that is Chris CJE, which I'm going to just copy yours. That's because I think that's your username on eBay too, right? If I'm remembering that right. So I should, I think, be able to find you that way. Come on now. Oh, daggone it. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. I thought it was. Oh, your old email and PayPal. Oh, did I send it to the wrong one, Scott? Is that not your right email address to use? If it went to the wrong one, man, let me know and I'll fix it. Scott, I forgot how many spots I'm looking for you. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3. And we need to copy that. Okie dokie. Chris, yours is now out and ready and waiting, I believe. Okay, so that should put us, I think, with, yeah, so that's it. We're only waiting on, I guess, the one, right? Where are all the others? Yeah, okay. So yeah, Chris, once you get yours, then we're gonna be ready to rock and roll with this. Let me go ahead and take out. Oh, come on. I do not like the way that on the laptop how all the little toolbar up at the top disappears on this thing all the time. Makes me kind of crazy. eBay is giving you a hard time switching PayPal accounts. No doubt, man. They do not make life easy really about anything. They're just horrible. eBay, I mean, it just seems like they just go out of their way to make everything as difficult as they possibly can if you are selling something. So, all right, so Chris CJE, as soon as you have yours, let me know when it's taken care of, and we'll be ready to rock and roll on down the line with this. In the meantime, do I have the list of teams on this spreadsheet? I think I do. Oh, yeah, I do. Good. So meanwhile, I can go ahead and copy those. Have that much ready. Whoops, that's from the old break. Let's try this again. We need break number 4. And guys, we're just waiting on that last one. And as soon as that one is received and paid, then we're ready to go. Oh, there we go. All right. Looks like we are all set, guys. So here's what we got to do. I got to get us to the right page here. And I better make sure that I brought you along with me to the right page. All right, good. So here goes our list of teams. And I'm just scrolling so you can see that all of our teams are in there. And I'm going to hit random just one time because we got 30 teams. And then however they come out, I'm going to copy them. And then we're going to go back over to the spreadsheet and paste them right next to your all's names, okay? So then that's how you're going to know what teams you have. So here's our random list. If I can, well, what in the world? There we go. And then I'm just going to, of course, continue to bring you along with me here and make sure we're on break number 4, which we are. We're going to paste in our teams, and let's make that bigger so we can actually see what in the heck it says. Okay, so here's how we look. So Butler with the Pacers. I left off the I, but you know what it is. Logic Boy with Rockets, Grizzlies, Suns, Nuggets, Wolves, Magic, Knicks, Clippers, Mavericks, and Cavs. Wayne with the Jazz and the Hawks. Carmen with the Lakers and the Sixers. Big John 23, that one is still pending, but I did just send him the invoice earlier tonight, so I'm sure he'll be fine with it. But if for some reason he's not, I would take those 2 spots. So whatever, however it works out. That's Blazers and Wizards. Then Wayne has Pelicans and Spurs. Chris, you have Hornets, Heat, Pistons. Wayne, you also have the Bulls. Scott, you have Thunder, Warriors, Bucks, Celtics, and Kings. And Nick, you have the Nets and the Raptors. All right, guys, so that is how we're set up. Now, let me get our fancy little pack of cards here. And I keep them. I'm so paranoid about these cards. I keep them in bubble wrap. I know, right? I do. I keep them all wrapped up before we open them because I am just super paranoid about them because they're, you know, expensive. And they're worth a lot of money and they're expensive. All right, let me get sleeves out because definitely these all got to go in sleeves. That was a good English, wasn't it? These all gotta. Let's try that again. These need to go in sleeves was the point. So first out is for the Clippers. It is Blake Griffin as our first white sparkle prism. And again, this one is break number 4, as you guys know. The Jazz with Rudy Gobert. Next out And let me get a little sneak peek of this one. Oh, this is going to make somebody happy because it's a rookie for the Kings. Frank Mason III, which we actually pulled Frank Mason out of another one. I think we did pull a King out of another one. I think it was Frank Mason. So yeah, here's a little Frank Mason action. And even though Frank Mason is not like the high level rookie, that card's worth some dinero, guys. Make no mistake. You'll make a little money on that. I'm going to put these, hang on 1 second, so that I can get these in a top loader. And then we'll take one more look at them. And yeah, so this is all I have on hand. Now, I don't know if I can still get any more or not. I'll have to check with the guy I've been buying them from and tell you what he says. But if you all want some more, you'd let me know, and I'll see if he still has them. Blake Griffin for the Clippers. Rudy Gobert for the Jazz. And nice little rookie Frank Mason for the Kings. And remember, there's no more than 20 of any of these. The largest print run for any of them is 20. So pretty rare no matter how you cut it. So that is White Sparkle number 4. There they are. White Sparkle Break number 4. And that really truly is it for tonight, guys. That is the whole ball of wax. These will ship with your stuff that you had tonight in Select most likely. So just make sure, obviously, when you get your next package, which will probably be Select, that card, if one of those is yours, should be in that package. All right, guys, thank you. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your night. Hopefully, I will see you again soon on another break. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.